The first million is tough, but the second is inevitable. This quote from Brian Tracy, a well-known motivational speaker and author, reflects a truth recognized by all wealthy people. They understand that reaching that first million can be a significant hurdle, so challenging in fact that many people never make it. However, once you break through the $1 million mark in personal wealth, you're almost guaranteed to reach $2 million shortly thereafter, and then $4 million, $8 million, and beyond. What are the key factors that cause wealth to accelerate at such a rapid pace? The answer is both surprising and enlightening. Watch to the end because many of these apply to the first $1,000 and $10,000. Millionaires think differently about wealth, and while some have this mindset naturally, others have to build it over time. They don't just focus on getting rich, they really believe in their ability to succeed, which keeps them driven. They know that they have what it takes to get them there. Compare this to the mindset of someone struggling financially, who might see wealth as out of reach and accept that they'll never be rich. Millionaires, however, don't view themselves as stuck in a job with no growth. They see themselves as capable of achieving financial success. This belief helps them push through tough times and seek out new opportunities. They make choices with the big picture in mind, favoring long-term success. For those who develop this mindset, it becomes a built-in advantage as well as a necessary prerequisite, boosting their confidence and discipline as they work towards their financial goals. It might sound too simple to be true, but without a millionaire's mindset, it's impossible to get rich and stay rich. Just look at how most lottery winners end up losing their winnings soon after. One reason why the first million is the hardest and the next comes much easier is that millionaires develop an unwillingness to accept being broke. This drive is often what propels them through the tough, early stages of building wealth, when setbacks, sacrifices, and financial uncertainty are common. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, they view them as temporary obstacles on the way to financial independence. They become obsessed with achieving financial stability, working hard and seeking out opportunities to grow their wealth because returning to a paycheck-to-paycheck life just isn't an option for them. This determination fuels their commitment to building and protecting their wealth, making it easier to push through the struggles of accumulating that first million. Once they've reached that initial milestone, they're even more motivated to keep growing their wealth, making each additional million seem less like a struggle and more like a natural progression of their efforts. Another reason the first million is the hardest to hit while the next comes easier is that millionaires have learned to invest money consistently, a tough but crucial part of building wealth. Getting into this habit takes dedication and patience as it means focusing on long-term gains instead of instant gratification. At first, it can feel overwhelming to commit to regular investments, especially when the market is up and down or when life throws financial challenges your way. No one wants to take money out of their paycheck and set it aside, knowing they won't be able to access it until retirement, and that's completely understandable. But once they find their groove, it becomes a natural part of their routine, and sticking to it really pays off. By the time they reach that first million, they built the discipline to keep investing, making it feel a lot easier to chase after their next million. Plus, the growth gets exciting, motivating them to invest even more when possible. When you have a substantial amount sitting in investments, building wealth shifts from being all about your personal savings rate to something much bigger, watching your portfolio grow. Once you've invested enough, you can finally let off the gas and let those investments do the heavy lifting, generating returns and increasing in value all on their own. Rather than needing to constantly add more money just to see progress, your portfolio starts to make noticeable gains without your ongoing input. At this stage, the power of compounding and consistent growth work in your favor, making your money work harder for you than you're working for it. This change doesn't just take the pressure off you to keep pouring in funds, it also opens up freedom to focus on other goals, passions, or even just to enjoy what you've already built. Watching your investments grow independently is a game changer, offering the chance to reach new financial milestones while enjoying more flexibility and freedom. Instead of chasing every dollar, you're now in a position where your money is steadily building on itself, whether you're at work, on vacation, or spending time with the family. Most people don't fully appreciate just how powerful a simple investment in the S&P 500 can be. Once you've reached that first $1 million invested, the magic of compounding really starts to take effect. Historically, that $1 million can double in about 7 years without requiring you to add another cent, simply by riding the average market returns. This means that reaching that initial million isn't just a huge milestone, but it's the tipping point where your money truly begins to grow on its own, accelerating at a faster pace. This compounding growth builds momentum that many investors underestimate. It's why the first million feels like the hardest to achieve, while each million afterward comes much easier. As the account balance grows, each uptick in the market yields larger returns, amplifying the effect of compounding and making every subsequent million feel less like an uphill battle and more like a natural progression of the wealth you've built. With time and patience, your money increasingly works for you, and the results become undeniably powerful. Another huge reason the next millions come much faster than the first is that millionaires begin to understand the true power of simply having that wealth, even if they don't spend it right away. Reaching that first million brings a sense of stability and opens up a range of possibilities, offering them options they didn't have before. Suddenly, just having that wealth as a financial cushion provides the freedom to take calculated risks, explore new opportunities, or negotiate from a position of strength. They come to see money as a powerful tool that, even when untouched, can unlock more opportunities and allow them to focus on larger, long-term goals instead of immediate needs. This shift in mindset makes them more strategic and deliberate, freeing them up from the cycle of earning and spending that often limits financial growth. With this newfound security and flexibility, they're able to make choices based on their future vision rather than short-term pressures, laying the groundwork for even faster growth. As a result, each new million comes more naturally, fueled by the confidence, strategy, and momentum they built along the way. Reaching that first million can really take a load off when it comes to financial stress and anxiety. For most people, not having to worry about constantly making ends meet or having an emergency fund in case something goes wrong brings a huge sense of relief. There's a cushion in place, so they don't feel like every dollar has to go towards bills or basic savings. This peace of mind has a bigger impact than you might think. It allows people to approach their finances with a clearer head. They can make smarter, more strategic choices because they're no longer weighed down by the pressure of needing immediate returns or fearing a financial setback. With that worry lifted, they can start looking at long-term goals, exploring new investment opportunities, and taking calculated risks that they wouldn't have considered before. This new sense of financial security creates a mental shift, letting them focus on building even more wealth without the constant worry of what might go wrong. It's a whole new outlook that brings confidence, stability, and the freedom to make choices without being concerned about losing their job or home. The first million is more challenging to reach, largely because it's full of trial and error and the usual beginner investing mistakes. New investors often fall into traps like obsessing over timing the market, buying stocks impulsively, or chasing quick profits. But by the time someone has reached that first million, they've usually learned from these early missteps and developed a more strategic, patient approach to investing. They understand that real wealth doesn't come from risky bets or hoping for a lucky stock pick. Instead, it's about steady, calculated growth. This means they no longer feel the pressure to make money fast or jump at every opportunity. Instead, they focus on strategies like diversification, compounding, and holding strong investments over time, allowing their wealth to build without constant anxiety. By the time they're aiming for their second million, they've got the experience and confidence to make smart, consistent choices, making the process less about luck and more about strategy. Most of these ideas also apply to reaching the first $10,000, which is great news for those just beginning. But once you've made it to $1 million, you can be confident that the next million and the ones after that will come more easily and quickly.